we started talking about how you can use the diagrams or pictures, or you can look for words in the text. So today we're going to focus on that part of looking for things in the text. So the first thing I want you guys to do is just look up at the top, the title. Looking at the title, and it says Beaver Lodges. What do you guys think this is going to be about? Someone tell me, what do you think this is going to be about? Zelda, what do you think this is going to be about?
Beavers' homes.
Beavers' homes. Good. I think you are right on the nose. Good job. This is going to most likely be about beavers' homes, okay? And if you look down here, your guys' picture is a lot better than mine, but you'll be seeing there's a picture, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We are going to read this together, okay? The first time through, we're gonna read it together. Then I'm gonna ask you to read it a second time, okay? And you're gonna be looking for something specific the second time. But the first time, I just wanna read it together, okay? Do we have somebody who wants to read the first paragraph? Taylani, I saw your hand. Taylani, go for it.
Do you know the saying, busy as a beaver? People say this because beavers are always working. These crafty creatures spend a lot of time building their homes.
Perfect. Thank you, Taylani. All right, Aditri, can you read paragraph 2?
Beavers' homes are called lodges.
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 Good.
Lodges are found along streams, river ponds, and lakes. Beavers build these homes for branches and rocks. They use mud to hold them together.
Awesome. Thank you, Aditri. Let me look on my screen here. Daniela, can you read paragraph 3?
When they can, beavers build their homes into the banks along the water. Other times they need to make a safe spot first. To do this, they build a dam from logs, branches, and mud. They get the logs by
9.
At trees until they fall down. A dam is like a dam is like a wall that blocks water from flowing. It then forms a pond. Once the dam is built, beavers can get to the business of building their lodge.
Perfect. Good job. All right. Paragraph 4. Sophia, I saw your hand. Let me find you. Sophia.
Beavers' lodges are shaped like a dome. They are usually about 10 feet high and 20 feet across. Most lodges have at least one underwater opening to get inside. The beavers must swim underwater. These secret openings keep out unwanted predators.
Good job. Okay, paragraph 5, Zelda.
Inside the beaver lodge are different rooms. There is an eating room and a nesting room. The floor of the lodge is built up out of the water. It is also made from rocks, branches, and mud. It is covered with plants and other soft materials.
Perfect. Now I have somebody who wants to close us off with that last paragraph. Marcelo, go for it.
A family of beavers lives
in a large, two parents and two sets of their offspring often live together.
Perfect. Thank you, Marcelo. Good job, guys. Okay, so going through, now we read that one time together, okay? Let's go through and answer a couple questions. So what are beaver homes called? What is a beaver home called? Taylani, what's it called?
Lodges.
Good, so they're called lodges, okay? And where do they build these homes? Where do you think you could find a beaver home or a beaver lodge? Look back in the text if you need to. Where do the beavers build the lodges? I'll give you a hint. Look in paragraph 2. Aria, where do they build them?
They build them in streams, rivers, ponds, and lakes.
Perfect. Good job. All right. So now, this time, we're going to do this thing right here. Make sure you guys can see that. The close reader habit. Okay. And it says, think of 2 questions to ask about beaver lodges. Then underline words and phrases that help you answer your questions. Okay. So go back and read this again on your own and see if you can come up with 2 questions, okay, and find the answers and underline them. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to do that. So think of 2 questions you could ask about beaver lodges. We'll take 1 minute or so to reread. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so I came up with 2 questions, right? And I underlined 2 things. So let's see if you guys can help me out. So my first information I underlined was beaver lodges are shaped like a dome. Who thinks they can take a guess as to what question I was asking? What do you think, Zelda?
What shape are beaver lodges?
That would be good. So it was a what question. Good job. Okay, does anyone think of another what question that I might have asked to get that answer? No, okay. So it's close, Zelda. Oh, wait, here we go. William, what do you think?
Of like what are the materials they use to build homes?
Okay, what materials do they use? Okay, Nayeli?
What do they do inside their lodges?
In there, good. So my question I was thinking of was, I was thinking, what do they look like? That was my what question, but those were all good what questions, okay? Let's see, what else did you guys come up with? What was a question you had and where did you answer it? Taylani?
One sentence that I underlined was streams, rivers, and lakes.
Okay, and what was your question?
What materials do they use to build their homes?
Okay, so that would be more so the location, but that's good. Same thing. Okay. Does anyone else want to share something they came up with? Aditri.
I didn't underline anything,
Okay.
but my question was, how do they build the lodge?
How do they build the lodge? Okay. So let's see if our question is, how do they build it? Let's see. We could look in paragraph 3, and it says they get logs by gnawing at trees until they fall down. Okay. So that would be a way that they get it. Good. Good question. Daniela, I saw that you had one. Let me find you. Daniela.
I would. My question was that what.
Uh-oh, I lost your sound for a second. Try turning your camera off and saying that again and see if it comes back. Let me type to you, Daniela. I don't know. Okay, does somebody else want to share? We're gonna see what was happening with Daniela's technical difficulty. Nayeli, what'd you get?
So do I say what the question is or what my question is?
What your question is. What's your question?
My question is, why are beaver homes called lodges?
Okay, and did you find the answer somewhere?
No.
Okay, so that could maybe be a question you could look into after you read. Okay, right? But it's a good question. Okay. Let me see. Daniela, let's try it. Let me see if I can hear you now.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, my question was that why do beavers build their homes out of branches and rocks? And now I answered it.
And what's your answer?
Because they need a strong home that can protect them, and also that won't drown them from all the water there too.
Perfect. Good. So if you look in here, so there's a couple places that said that. So in this one, it says they need to make a safe spot, right? And then also if we come down here, it said they keep out unwanted predators, right? So that's a couple ways they stay safe. Good. And then let's do one more. Jasnor, what do you think? Okay. And did you come up with an answer? And what was your answer? Yeah, so that one we had already underlined here, that they get logs by gnawing at trees until they fall down. All right, good job, guys. So now you're gonna flip to page 13. Okay. And we're gonna do similar to what we did yesterday, right? So it says, how can asking and answering questions as you read help you learn more about beavers and their homes? Okay, so it says complete the chart by asking questions about the passage, then answer your questions with key details from the text. So you all just now should have come up with your own questions, right? And you need to make sure they're questions that we could find in the text. So here's one sample they gave us. It says, what do beavers use to build their lodges? So if we go back over here, who thinks they know? Where did it say in here? What do they use to build their lodges? Nayeli.
They use mud, sticks, And rocks.
Good. So we're going to say beavers. Beavers, and you guys are writing this, use mud sticks. Mud sticks. Okay. We'll say branches and rocks. Okay. Good. And then, so I can show you guys what this next part would look like. For our key details, right, we would put, so you could say where you got it from, right? So maybe I'll quote the sentence. So when you quote a sentence, you put it in quotation marks, right? And here's the exact sentence. It says, beavers build these homes from branches and rocks. And you can stop there. Okay, and then when you do that one, you're going to think about the questions that you came up with, right? So if I go back to thinking, so if I take a quick minute and then I'll put this back for you, what did I underline? So one of the questions I think a couple of us asked is, where do beavers get, what did we say that was? Where do beavers get logs from? Right, that was one of the questions I heard. And you guys can write this one, or you can write one that you came up with, okay? And then a second one I remember us asking is, let's see, we did a where one already. Oh, let's do a who. So this was another question that I had. So I said, who lives in a beaver lodge? Right? So now your answer might be a little different or it might be similar to your key details. So like I said, you guys can be writing your own right now, or for today, you can be doing the ones I'm doing. So I'm going to answer the question. So I'm going to say beavers get logs from 9 down trees. Okay, so that's my answer. Then I want to use my key detail. Go back and look. So it said, so I'm going to put it in quotes because it's coming directly from the text. That they get the logs by gnawing at trees until they fall down. Okay. I'm going to give you some time to be writing that in. All right, and then I'm going to answer my next one. I see your hand, William. Yes.
Do we have to do key details for hours when we choose them?
Yep. That's why those boxes are there, for you to fill them. Okay, so my next one, it says, who lives in a beaver lodge? I'm going to say a beaver family lives in a lodge. Now this one, my key details is pretty similar to my answer. I just changed up the words a little bit. But we've got a family of beavers. A family of beavers lives in a lodge. There we go. Okay. When you have your boxes filled, here's what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna change up how we're doing Reader's Workshop today. So for your independent work, I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do, and then you guys will get to go do it. Okay, and then it'll be just like math. Okay, so if you're still writing this, that's okay. Okay, I'll keep it up and you can come back to it, or if you're still writing your own. But I want to give you this option to start workshop. For workshop, you guys are going to flip, so you're going to pass page 14 and 15, and you're going to flip to page 16. Okay, and you're going to write your short response. Okay, now your short response should be 3 to 5 sentences. Okay, and it says, why are the beaver lodge openings underwater? Use key details from the text in your response. So you're going to go back in your reading, and I'm going to tell you, it's in paragraph 4. Okay, in paragraph 4, it tells you, right? So it says, most lodges have at least one underwater opening. To get inside, the beavers must swim underwater. These secret openings keep out unwanted predators. Right? So our question is, why are the beaver lodge openings underwater? So think about that. Complete sentences, right? The beaver lodges are under water to keep them safe, right? And then use key details from the text. Those right here. These secret openings keep out unwanted predators. Or you could say the beavers must swim underwater to get inside. These secret openings keep out unwanted predators. The secret openings keep out unwanted predators. Okay, so make sure you use details. Okay. All right, so for workshop,